Hey, what's up, man? Just doing some labbing. I got most of the move set. I'm missing like 3 moves, but I've still got some story mode to do, so trying to figure out how things connect. Ooh, that's nice. Huh. So it's missing a lot of the long combos. Wasn't able to get all of those. They're like mad expensive. Like 400,000 red orbs too, and I still need quite a bit. I got 63% of the moveset. Mostly just missing real impact and these moves.
1,000 years ago. I can feel demonic power in the stone, but it's not activated.
Oh, this level's mad boring. But gotta do it. I want to at least get real impact so that when I stun a boss, I can really pile on the damage. I've still got like almost half the story mode left, so I guess the next few days that's what I'll be working on. I didn't get the legendary version. I got the epic version. Epic in this game is like the rare tier. So I'm missing an entire move, but I have no more gaming budget left until I get paid. So that's gonna do for now. I got it maxed out.
Gates? Damn it. I've spent so much time on
he's all self-aware. These puzzles are just like busy work. I like when they put stuff like that in games where it's like the protagonist will quip on how stupid the puzzle is. And it's like, okay, if you paid a voice actor to say that the puzzle is stupid and boring, why would you put it in? It's like that game Ogre Tale, where they had that really random, like, hidden forest puzzle. And everybody's just talking about, like, how bad it is. It's like, okay, well, if you're aware that it's not a good puzzle, why is it being included? The game is self-aware. I never understand why games do that. It's always been really weird to me. If you know that, like, anybody sane does not play these games for puzzles, and you put busy work puzzles in, and then the game protagonist says that it's boring, you would think that would be a hint that, like, maybe you should rethink things. That Ogre Tale one was like, I remember Serious Sam saying, like, not another jumping puzzle at one point. It's like being self-aware doesn't work when it's like menial tasks that the people playing these kinds of games don't want to do. It works when it's like something happens in the game and like the protagonist or party member says something the player is thinking. Not like we're gonna make you do this boring task, and then to make it worse, this somebody in the game is gonna remark on it. Just once, I want a Musa game protagonist to question, like, I have the superhuman ability to like carve through an entire army by myself, but this wooden gate is too much for me. I need to wait for everybody to talk and escort all these NPCs over to get rid of the wooden door when it's like I should be able to just break it down. Like from the like parameters the game sets up, you should be able to just like knock it down. I don't think I've ever seen a Muso protagonist comment on stuff like that, though. I guess that's why they have such a hard time making, like, a Superman game. Superman's been around since the dawn of video games, and there's, like, there hasn't been a good Superman game yet. Right now, I'm just trying to get the rest of the moveset. I had like 400k red orbs saved up, and that was not enough to get everything. Last couple moves are really expensive, so during these Kittysitting streams, I'm going to be doing some grinding. Try to get the rest. I didn't get the legendary one, I got the epic tier. Yes! The classic Jason Killer Bee. A thing of beauty. 15 years, baby. The hitbox is not as good as DMC3 Killer Bee, though. Why haven't they made a good Superman game yet? Because this has been a topic for ages, but when you have a superhero with like basically no limitations besides being anywhere near green rocks like the ones that Dante just picked up, as his only weakness, it's very hard to design a game around that. The thing about superheroes is, they have crazy powers and stuff, but they do still have limitations on the things they can do. And Superman is just he's always been a really hard character to do that kind of thing with. there's a number of reasons. The fact is, you can't make it satisfying and have Superman have like normal video game protagonist problems, like having to flip a switch or find a key card or like get past a wooden door. Like none of those things you do to like gate gameplay will work with a character like Superman. Also, a lot of it has been the technology to make a game that would be worthy of Superman and the things he's capable of as a character are only just barely becoming a thing now. There's a good superhero game made by a university student a couple years ago. That's like pretty close to what a Superman game would be like. There have been some people that have like explored that kind of thing, but obviously doing it with like a AAA budget and expectations is way harder. It's easier with like Batman. And Batman still does crazy shit, but he's still a human. He has very obvious limitations. Like, you're not gonna have Batman flying around the city and stuff, and like chucking fireballs and shit. Same thing with like Spider-Man. Spider-Man really doesn't have that many good games for how long he's been around. Spider-Man, it's either they completely botch like how it feels to play as him, or it just doesn't feel like you're playing as Spider-Man. That's always a problem. Like the 1991 Sega Spider-Man game. It's well known. He's like a meme because his sprite in that game, he walks like he's clinically depressed. He looks miserable, and he can't really like web sling or anything. He's just a guy in a costume. At least in Spider-Man's case, if you just make like a beat 'em up with Spider-Man, relatively accurate. But depending on like the capabilities of the superhero, it gets a lot harder. I mean, the thing about Spider-Man is he's always been like, it's always just been like a regular guy that has superpowers, and he's like not like really super strong. It's like in the context of a video game, like him being struggling with a couple dozen thugs is like relatively reasonable for the character. But then when you have something like Superman and he's getting a lot of the Superman games, he's getting shanked by random mooks in New York City. Like it makes no sense whatsoever. And I will say X-Men has had, out of all the superheroes, X-Men's had like probably the most good games over the decades compared to other stuff. Because X-Men have pretty clear limitations on what they can do too. And their superpowers generally aren't that hard to implement. Plus they had Capcom making them back in the 90s and stuff, so that helped. When they started getting Western studios to do them, the X-Men games got a lot worse. That, and for the longest time, the tech has not been there to have like a big giant city and have like planetary shoes going on. We haven't really had the technology to do that until pretty much now. Like I said, there's that. I don't remember the name of the game. It's called like Unbeatable or something. It was made by a university student at like a game dev college, and it gets pretty close. I think there's like a VR game too, where you play like a literal like god, and you deal with like planetary shit. Those are like the only two examples, pretty much. But they've been trying to make Superman games since like the 8-bit days. There's no chance you can, even if you had the best game designers back then, you can't really make a Superman game with that kind of tech. The very primitive like 8-bit, 16-bit stuff. Like they've been trying to make a Superman game for like 40 years. They haven't really succeeded. I mean, Spider-Man's got a couple good games under his belt at least, but he's got a lot of stinkers too. Out of all the superheroes that have had like decently respectful video games, it's probably like X-Men, Batman, and Spider-Man. Those are the only ones that have really been done justice. I mean, I'm talking about American superheroes. I mean, if you talk about, like, Japanese stuff, then there's been a lot, but just like American comic books and stuff. Although, to be fair, the Kamen Riders and the Super Sentai, they don't have that many good games either. There's like a small handful of good Toku games. Official ones, not stuff like Wonderful 101. I mean like actual Super Sentai stuff. Kamen Rider Memory of Heroes was pretty good. It was still obviously a very low-budget game, but it did nail a bunch of things. I really liked the combat mechanics were pretty good. But even that game had stupid shit like Kamen Riders climbing ladders. It's like, dude, their main finishing move has always been jumping like several stories in the air and kicking things on the ground. Why the fuck does he need to climb a ladder? Like, it has like no place at all. Outside of the normal video game protagonist limitations and stuff, that game was pretty good. Definitely one of the better superhero games I played. I just don't think that characters known for jumping high in the air and kicking things should be climbing ladders. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. A lot of that in that game too. You only feel like you're a Kamen Rider when you're fighting things. Everything non-combat, you just feel like a normal video game protagonist. You're having trouble with doors and flipping switches and climbing ladders. I don't know, ladders have always been pointless in video games, though. That's why God Hand is legendary, because in God Hand, your character just jumps up the ladder with one button press, and he's up there in a second. Like, even Kamen Riders can do that. Frickin' Gene from God Hand. Subverting age-old video game tropes. It's like, nah, fuck that ladder. I'm just gonna jump up there. something we've wanted video game characters to do for decades. Gene from God Hand he just does it. Push the circle button, he's up there instantly. What a legend. This is Devil May Cry pinnacle of combat. You can play it on PC, yeah, but I'm on the phone right now.
To follow the light across the mist. Riddle. Interesting.
The thing that's disappointing about Kamen Rider games is that they have the option of getting around stuff that they can't do in the show. Like, do really crazy shit that would be really expensive or risky for the suit actors to do. But then, in Memory of Heroes, you're still dicking around with ladders and switches and stuff. It's a little bit unfortunate. The combat in that game was really cool. It definitely did feel like you were a Kamen Rider. I think they nailed that part. Just all the non-combat stuff felt very amateurish.
Same room. Pathetic trick.
Yeah, the only good thing about Memory of Heroes was the combat. It definitely felt it had a lot of trappings of modern video games where it's like they know they don't have enough content to make it interesting, and they don't have enough budget to make a really long game, so they just pad the shit out of it with menial tasks. Really don't serve any purpose other than just to waste your time until you can get to something actually interesting. But the new game plus in that game is fucking legendary. That is one of the best New Game Plus modes I've ever experienced. I just wish it was in a game where there was a reason to use it, but that shit is revolutionary. They had, like, no party restrictions at all. Because you don't really get to use most of the full roster until the end of the game, due to what's happening in the story. But in the New Game Plus, you just have everybody all the time. In Tales, it's always been a nightmare to do, like, challenge runs and stuff, because the characters leave due to whatever's going on in the story. Which makes sense in the first playthrough, but the second playthrough, you're going to be skipping everything and either trying to do, like, trophy cleanup or achievement cleanup or, solo runs or whatever. And you've always been held back by stuff like that. I was actually shocked at how good that game's New Game Plus was. It was kind of in the wrong game because that game is so easy to break. You just finish the survival mode and then you're basically invincible. And there was no, like, unlockable for doing it. But just the fact that they had, like, hey, we're just going to take the limiters, play as everybody at any time, and no standard, like, JRPG stuff where the character you want to use is gone for, like, intermittent parts of the game. So if you try to do a solo run, you either have to skip those bosses or, mod your character in or something. You didn't have to do any of that shit with that game. It really was just, you want to play as this character at this point? Go ahead, do it. It's weird that a little amateurish game like that had a better idea of, like, what people want to do after they've beaten the game than stuff like Tales. They still haven't really nailed stuff like that. Like, okay, I've interacted with the story. I've done almost everything in the game. Just let me do what the hell I want at that point. So much for trying to speedrun this. Muscle memory's all messed up from playing with the Agni and Rudra for so long. I gotta get used to it. I'll spend some time in the lab, I guess. I don't have the muscle memory down for a different weapon. I've still got a ways to go. But I don't even have the full move set yet. I'm not going to have it until next week. Story mode version of this boss is dreadful. The one you fight in the end game activities is like way more tolerable. This fight sucks. It sucks in this mode in the campaign. He has like 10 billion health. It's not really an engaging fight, because you spend a lot of time waiting. Oh, never mind. Maybe they nerfed it. It used to take way longer than that. Yeah, do you want that, Scott? You can just throw it away. Yeah, I thought maybe you'd want it. Yeah, Lucy's a drama queen. Don't worry about it, man. I'll feed them. He just wants attention. He just wants attention. Yeah, Groupie's here. He's chilling. Oh, good job, Groupie. Yeah, she's cool. All right. I actually, my controller was out of juice because I haven't charged it in several days, but then I remembered I come over here with a charger, so we're still in business. I was gonna have to stop streaming, but oh, keep going. My phone lasts through this entire shift I have over here, but I often forget to charge the controller. It's a Bluetooth controller. I've just been so scatterbrained doing too many projects at once. I kind of like Forgot. It's charging now, though. It's going to be a little bit uncomfortable to play, so I might actually stop soon, but I should be able to get something in here. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to get these for a couple days. I think Real Impact's probably better for now. I'm leaning towards getting that. Yeah, let's go for Real Impact. So pretty much just Volcano and then these combos. That's all that's left. So that's going to be about 350,000 orbs. Could just cash, but I don't have the cash right now. I don't remember how many orbs that is. It's actually not that much. Huh. Well, we're gonna do it the hard way because I don't have the cash. Cancel window on that is really late. Moveset does feel a little bit lacking. I feel like in the air it could use something, because what they do with this game, they take like actual DMC stuff and they improve it in some ways. It does feel a little bit lacking in the air. The feather punches don't have the best hitbox. You don't really have a lot else you can do. And Killer Bee, those are your only moves. But I'm sure when they add more legendaries, they'll probably flesh it out a little bit more. The legendary does help because you get triple volcano off the launcher, which means that when you get back down to the ground, you can actually do a lot more damage. Yeah, it is. like it doesn't have a dash B input, so you can tell that there's probably going to be a couple other legendaries. It does go lacking. It's still got a lot of move inputs left that could be used, but they're not right now. It's a fun win though. It just feels a little bit lacking in the air. It's not quite at like Balrog level with like the relaunch kick and stuff. You don't have access to any of those things. But there's only one legendary in the game right now, and this is it right here. You get the triple volcano, which is really nice because when you're above them, you can land that. Oh, that looks nice. That's sick. I think I will just stop early today because I'll just let my game surcharge. 'Cause I'm gonna stream when I get home too. I don't need to be on too long today. Hey, what's up, Oliver? What's up, dude? Wanna come hang out with me? hate that grab. Oh, Archie's here too. Come to join the party? What's up, Archie? Got the two orange boys here. Got Archie and Oliver. Groupies around here somewhere too. You like the new moveset, Archie? He's becoming a gamer too. You're a hardcore gamer now, Archie? Oh, the worst boss. Worst boss. Yeah, fuck this. I can't stand that boss. No fun to fight whatsoever. Runs away and spams. Everyone's favorite kind of video game challenge. And waste your time. The classic. Got those 10k orbs though. It's not bad. I'm not gonna bother with the rest of that. Well, let's see. What's the other boss this week? Yeah, you can't get hit doing this. It's actually a pretty shitty event. You do all that and you get like really crap rewards. Alright, well, I think I'm done on here for now, actually. I think I'm just gonna grab my KOF stuff and just stop for today. Because I wanna try to finish Samurai Warriors tonight. It's kind of uncomfortable playing it like this too. I'm like kind of chained to the wall right now with the charger. I'll just do this for a little bit and I'm gonna hop off. Get some more lab time in here. My beautiful new Beowulf. Wish the cancel timing on that was a little bit tighter. actually not that bad at bossing. I think it's a little awkward is the Killer Bee in this is not, it's not like DMC3 Killer Bee, where the hitbox is like instant. He has to actually be in the animation for a while. You can still do like Killer Bee, typical Killer Bee stuff like you see it, but you have to wait a little while. So depending on whichever DMC game you play the most, it might be a little bit awkward. It doesn't really seem like it's good DPS in this game, though. It's not like 3, where you could do tons of damage like that. It's nice to keep things in the air, but it doesn't seem, at least not with the weapon I have, because I didn't get the legendary, the epic tier one. I also haven't I haven't really upgraded it fully. It's gonna be a while before I can do that. Actually, if I save up my my weekly and monthly card, I should be able to max this out in a couple days. Probably by the beginning of next week. Go ahead and grab this before I forget, and then I'm done for tonight. At least till I get home. When I get home, we're gonna try to finish Samurai Warriors 5. I'm still got like a chapter and a half left though, so I don't know if I'll have the stamina for it. It'll get finished tomorrow. Depends on how catted it gets. Might take a Pinnacle of Combat break too. So I can get through that story, and I use my crystals to get the red orc. I should be able to make the full moveset gameplay in a couple days. Kind of just time gated right now because I don't have funds to buy orcs. game's not it's not trying to win me back. Ever since Pinnacle of Combat came out, I haven't been touching this at all. I've been completely ignoring it. Probably gonna have some algorithm kick in, like, hey, this guy stopped playing and spending. We need to give him all the best shit possible. Get him to come back. I'll try to get the new characters, but I don't think I'm gonna spend on them. So I'm enjoying Pinnacle of Combat a lot more than this. I think that's gonna replace this game. Yeah, the Boss Syndrome comes out in 3 days, so I'll make an attempt to get them. I'm gonna have like maybe 13,000 rubies. I'll probably get both of them like once or something if I'm lucky. Whatever. I shall see you guys in like, I don't know, an hour and a half or so. I did remember to charge my controller. My controller is charging at home, so that's not gonna stop me tonight. It's just how much endurance I have to sit through that story. That's really glacially paced. So I'll see you guys when I get off my shift here. I'm just gonna go ahead and chill out next 30 minutes or so, feed the cats, and then if I start early, I should be back. I should be on around like 10:20, 10:30. I'll see you guys then. Thanks for watching.